And the other thing I'll say is that after you move to accept the report, when you do that, then we will process the final reports. Our staff will process the final reports and deliver them to the city. And we'll also, as usual, provide the city with an electronic version that I believe they normally post on the website. So anyway, just for your information. Thank you.
Okay. I have a motion to accept the audit, please.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good. At this time, as chairman of the City Council Finance Committee, I sincerely thank the volunteers, the many volunteers of the Financial Advisory Committee and of the Budget Committee for their time and their sage advice that's been given to the council over the last 2 or 3 years. I commend the council for making difficult, conservative fiscal decisions which at times were unpopular. I commend the staff, department heads, who work diligently to provide excellent services while staying within the budget. The audit shows that over the past 3 years, by working together, we have accomplished our goal to achieve a high level of financial stability, thus making Fairhope a fiscally strong city, possibly one of the strongest in the state. 3 years ago, when this council was first seated, the auditors reported that city spending and income lines were crossing. In other words, we were spending as much as we were getting in, and we had no emergency reserves at the time. And every year we had to secure a $2 million line of credit to make payroll. In contrast, today our situation is much, much better. The electric department, for example, 3 years ago had 40 vehicles, with the newest being 20 years old. Today the fleet is modernized and even includes a state-of-the-art hybrid powered lift unit. We've purchased 36 new vehicles at a cost of $1.8 million over the last 3 years. 3 years ago, employees had inadequate protective gear, while today we meet or exceed industry standards, which is credited with probably saving the life of a city employee who was electrocuted on the job recently. We have transformers, switching gear, transmission poles, fuses, and other necessary components of the electrical system were out of date and in poor repair, with almost no spares on hand. Now, our system is up to date, with lots of redundancy to minimize outages and in excellent condition. A similar transformation has also occurred over the past 3 years in both gas department and water sewer department. For example, we're making excellent progress on replacing cast iron pipe, and we have upgraded the fleet to include a new impact boring machine that's used by all 3 departments. And in the government unit, our general fund is also on firm footing compared to 3 years ago. Reserves for emergency are approaching appropriate levels. Infrastructure improvements such as streets, sidewalks are now being funded and completed. And we have acquired land for continuing improvements to our outdoor recreation programs for youth sports. Looking forward to next year and beyond, we still have financial challenges to meet. We know, for example, that more infrastructure and improvements are needed to be accomplished. Street work, sidewalks, recreation facilities, sewer plant upgrades, and improvements to the north section of our water system. We also have to recognize and plan for monies needed for unfunded liabilities in our retirement health program. We have to make sure adequate funds are available to pay off our long-term debt. But we also know from experience that these challenges can be met if we continue to control spending, protect revenue sources, devote careful thought and attention to the annual budget process, and plan for the future with improved strategic planning. Again, I thank everyone for their participation that's helped us to get to this stage that we are today.
This council has worked very diligently and made some very hard decisions that were not very popular, and they were hard. Hard decisions had to be made financially. We were in a recession, we had an oil spill, and there were a lot of things going on. And this city, according to this audit and what we know, is in excellent financial condition, and it didn't just happen that way. It came because of hard work of a lot of people that Mr. Mixon mentioned. Thank you.
Mr. Ford.
Yes.